Hello everybody, this is Curtis from PSNStores.com. Today we're going to take a look at 2064 read-only memories. This game's been available for a couple weeks now. Weird story. I should have had a review and video of this up a couple weeks ago, but some things got in the way and was not able to make that happen. But it is happening. Here's the video review, hopefully in the next week or so. Because I've really been wanting to actually get through this game. I played about an hour of it, but we're gonna start a new game. We'll start fresh. And we're gonna see how it goes. So this is a kind of a point-and-click adventure game. We'll just let the intro go.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology. Easier access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day. However, some can't keep up with the fast-paced changes around them. They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to Parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never come back, losing the survival skills that we have relied on for millennia. Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can seem human-like in their interactions. But despite the marketing hype, at their core, they are only brainless machines. Organizations, like the Human Revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human. High above the rising tension below, a Parallax engineer has blurred the line even further. And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered forever.
So, 2064 Read-Only Memories, a new cyberpunk adventure, as takes place in Neo San Francisco. Like I said, it's a point-and-click adventure game. So, really, from the hour I played of it, I've really enjoyed it. There's a character in particular that I hope we get to in this video that I really like quite a bit. At least from the little that I've met from this particular character. And the little I know of them so far. I do like them quite a bit. The only real complaint, and it's kind of minor once you get used to it, with it being a point-and-click adventure game on a console, so I'm playing on PS4 right now. It is PS4 and Vita, I believe. Sometimes the controls can be a little weird. Obviously, I'm sure this is probably best played on PC. I would assume, but if you would like the option, you know, for PS4 or Vita, of course, you can do that. So here we go. So, okay, maybe not so sweet. Musty might be a better descriptor. Alright, so what you can do, which is what I've been doing, I think there was a way to, I could have swore there was a way to use, like, actually move a cursor around, but what you can do, and this is what I've been doing, is using the D-pad to switch between objects that you can highlight and inspect and interact with, and so you can kind of see it. I'm hoping you can see it pretty well in the video. I'm not too sure. We'll see. But things are outlined in white. So here's the door. Here what looks like a book on the windowsill. Your bed. There's something laying on the floor. Some stuff on the shelf. There's like the sink that's Looks like it's about to overflow with some sort of green liquid. And so you can kind of start looking around. So let's see. Well, let's look at that sink. And so you get some different options. You get to look at it. I'm going to say touch. I'm going to say maybe look at your bag. And then talk to it, I guess, if you want to try to talk. You ask the blob in the sink not to loiter, but it bubbles up at you. What is bag? Oh yeah, so this would be looking at your inventory. Maybe you need to combine items or something. Or it'll just straight up tell you right there under the under the actual image. Turn on sink. Running water might just make it worse. You can look at it. You don't know exactly what that ooze is, only that it seems to be growing day by day. The video screen in the front says, mustard, half full, spoiled milk, 10 days past expired. Let's see if we can open the fridge. I see a bottle of mustard and a carton of spoiled milk. Maybe the spoiled milk has one more good day on it. Maybe. Nope. Your friend Hayden gave this to you. The group is old, but the music is timeless. That's what he said, at least. A stack of paper for your unpublished novel. So just so we can kind of get through some stuff, I'm gonna do my best to remember what exactly I did to progress here. Good old Lappy. It may not be the most powerful or the fastest or have the best screen, but, well, it works. So we're gonna turn a laptop on. We're gonna check it out. Lappy is a bit of a relic, but it's got some stuff we can do on it. You have an article due tonight. Better finish it before bed. So we have mail. Looks like some sort of video, maybe internet, and then maybe a word processing thing. So naturally, if you get on the computer to write, first thing you're gonna do is open up the internet. Okay, today is Neo San Francisco's most beloved morning show, all about news and entertainment. People in Neo, Oklahoma are still confused by the name. This is the show's online newspaper, called The Scan Line. Okay, today is usually all about feel-good news, but it does focus on serious current events at times as well. So what I like about this is our online newspaper. This is some real good world building right here. There's some articles here about things that could potentially have no meaning at all, but I think it does a really good job of just kind of setting up this world that you're in. And I believe it's this one that stuck out to me. Yeah, here we go. The Neo San Francisco 49ers hashtag Quest for 10 is back on. December 19. Sunday's big game at New Candlestick brings an important question to everyone's mind. Can the 49ers punch their ticket to the playoffs and bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Neo San Francisco? It would mark the first win since the move to New Candlestick after an almost 50-year hiatus from the city. Since returning, they've had disappointing losses to the New York Giants and the Mexico City Luchadors. They brought on a fresh coach, but controversy surrounds the new quarterback, Patricia Lopez, as some vocal sports fans continue to accuse her of having illegal cybernetic enhancements. Certain modifications of implants are banned by the league, but their official reports state their repeated investigations into Lopez found no evidence to substantiate these rumors. It's relevant to point out that Lopez is the first woman to ever be quarterback in a major football team. The 49ers look to reclaim their top spot since their last win, with their Super Bowl LXXIX victory over the Tokyo Titans. Sunday's game is a rubber match, and the winner secures a spot in the playoffs between our Neo San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. It'll be a close game, to say the least. Catch Sunday's results here first. For all things everything, I'm June Valmer-Anna. Okay, today. So I love that. One, so you get Mexico City Luchadors, you get Tokyo Titans. It's like, alright. NFL spread out a bit. You know, we've gone across the Pacific. But we also get a hint of, okay, female players are in the league. That's interesting. There's controversy surrounding that, but not necessarily because it's a female, although perhaps there's a possibility there, but also because of cybernetic enhancements. And so now we've got, like, who cares about Deflategate? We've got cybernetic enhancement gate, I guess? I don't know. I hate when people put gates at the end of things, but here I am, becoming the monster I've always dreaded. There's also, you can kind of make out, like, vandalism on the rise. You got this picture of this fellow here.
It's Charlie Nova, host of Star in the Stratosphere, and tonight in the stars, join Ryan V. Josio and the Hassy Boys for our 10th annual TMI New Year's Eve special, where I'll interview some of the hottest celebrities and find out what their plans are for 2065. Tune in or join us live at Union Square for the big show, starting at 10 p.m.
So yeah, well, let's back out. Oh. Did not mean to log out entirely. Just a look at your news. But it gives context, you know? It gives context to this world that we're in, and kind of gives you some details of, like, okay, what's actually going on? And there's other articles there you can read too that gives a little bit more. Let's check our mail. There's some different things. Again, you can kind of make out, like, past due, rent, you know, things like that. But let's go ahead and just write this article, I guess. I guess we should do that. Before you can review the GX Ultra Beats, you must become one with the GX Ultra Beats. Where did you put those darn headphones anyways? Alright, so I believe the headphones are right there. Yep. They're smart headphones, so you should be able to use them with some things lying around your apartment. Alright. Try to write this paper now. Oh, okay. You know, maybe I didn't do this. I feel like I might have actually triggered whatever happened next without actually writing this article. That's okay. That's good. This will all be new to me. The GX Ultra Beats sync to Lappy automatically as you connect to one of the less good God. Your best options are usually limited to video game streams, old concert recordings, and live cams of baby animals. Your choice is clear. Things never change. We're in 2064, and those are still the things to watch. Lappy speakers feel neglected, but now you have the first-hand experience needed to start actually writing the review. The first part of work is done. You're so accomplished. Alright. Time to get work out of the way. Let's do this. Selling your soul, bit by bit, character by character. We could go through the rest of my emails first. But we won't. For the sake of time, I'll leave that for you to discover on your own. So let's go to bed. But yeah, I mean, once I kind of got used to using the D-pad and selecting things, it control-wise, this is controlled mostly fine.
Ah, good. You're finally awake.
Here we go. So before we go on, apparently the PC version of this game released some time ago. I don't know the exact time frame, but with the PS4 and Vita release just a few weeks ago, that included voice acting, which is new. So you've heard some of it already, but characters are now fully voiced, I believe. I think there's a, seems to me, from what I've seen so far, there's a good deal of voice acting here. You can turn that off if you'd like. If you don't want to have voice acting, you don't have to. But from the little I have heard, I think it's alright. And this is the character. This robot here is my buddy.
I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. It seems rather inconvenient. Are you significantly opposed to cybernetic augments? Oh, I hope you don't mind.
I just love the facial expressions on the
While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BISAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for the long-term performance of my micro-actuators, so I took the liberty of cleaning the place up a bit. As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments to your personal computer, but I've run into a bit of a snag. Unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have had a critical failure while I was attempting to remove some particularly nasty malware. An electrical surge caused significant damage to several other components as well. I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur to begin with? Don't fret! I did manage to back up your data drive's contents on my storage before the crash. Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make the repairs. It is the least I can do. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge, but I tend to ramble on a bit when I'm nervous. I have all the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden until now.
That's a name that sounds familiar.
Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes. I don't really know. That's why I'm here.
So the crux of the story, as this friendly little robot's about to explain, or at least kind of what gets things started, I don't really know where things go, is so Hayden created this robot. And Hayden has gone missing.
Hey, yes, I can do that.
And so this robot basically went through all the data files and found you. And was like, oh, this person will probably help me. And so naturally broke into your apartment and is here.
Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape. I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left. I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book. Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me. and the one least likely to be suspected of doing so. I took into account that you might not want to help me out of the goodness of your heart, as they say. But considering your recent slump in published articles and the lack of liquid assets in your bank accounts, I figured you would jump at the chance to be first on the scene of the violent disappearance of a prominent parallax researcher right in the heart of Neo-SF. Am I wrong? Maybe you store your cash under that ratty mattress in the corner.
It's just the expressions. They're so good.
He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's
I like the
no
writing
way
too.
that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me. Ah, excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing.
Yes.
I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments. He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his. Exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him. Either to stop his research or to take it and use it for themselves. A regular ROM has virtual intelligence. They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance. Did he only program me with the illusion of free will? How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will? You're right. I apologize for the tangent. I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late and has warned me to stay alert, but he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far as snatching him. Indeed, time is of the essence. I took the liberty of charging the AutoCab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just arrived.
Turing is great. So we'll go a little farther because there's a little bit of kind of a simple puzzle here, so we can
That's strange.
show more gameplay.
Well, the door for our home seems to have already been repaired. I'm certain my
And that should
audio
actually
sensors
take
picked
us,
up the
I
sound
believe,
of his
pretty close to
assailants
the end of the
breaking lock.
prologue chapter anyways.
most of the repairs to the building are handled by the automated systems. At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Let's proceed carefully. Before we go any further, I feel I need to clear the air between us. Events have been proceeding faster than I am capable of processing them, and I may have been overly critical of you in our previous conversations. I have put you in an unexpected situation, and it was tactless of me to question your motivations. Let's strive to have a more harmonious relationship from now on. Oh, a lucky break! It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than yours does. Will do. I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect him. Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to.
Please do.
I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage. Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But I... Excellent point. Let's start...
Alright, here we go. We'll see if I remember what to do here. So we got a few things that we can look at in Hayden's room here.
Hayden spends so much of his time at home building ROMs, as if he doesn't do enough of that.
It's pictures of Hayden traveling all over the world. Working at a company like Parallax ensures you'll be more than well off. So there's his computer, and we got some stuff laying on the floor. This specifically is a memory card, which I know we need. And this is a ROM component in Hayden's headset. He must have been in the middle working on something. A few vintage video game consoles. Hayden was always a fan of old tech. There's a Mega 16, a Doral, and even a Familink. The classics.
Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needs to perform. Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security in any reasonable length of time. I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you'd like to try your hand at digital breaking and entering, be my guest. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my powerful CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software, if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents. I could, but much in the same way you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I'm not certain I would be able to do the job any better than an experienced computer security expert. The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that ability.
Turing wasn't kidding when it said that it could ramble quite a bit.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do
Like,
seem
how
to
can
have
you
some
not?
skill
How can
with
you not like
coding,
Turing? Best character.
Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion. That's true. Machines are best at reproduction, still life, impressionism, photorealism. But I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel.
Alright. Oh man. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Oh, I think I see something under those reference books.
Yeah, there's like a tablet here.
Ah, that device. I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel subservient to him. The memory card slot is empty. It seems to be a match for the memory card you discovered.
Let's go into our inventory.
Hayden must have removed the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections. If only he had kept his information stored with me, he would not have had to resort to such crude measures.
Tablet's sorry again. The tablet's calendar says he was supposed to meet with someone named Tomcat today. Ring any digital bells?
Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask.
You bet.
It says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust, located in the Castro district. I'll mark it on your city map. We can head over there and ask around about this Tomcat character. Perhaps they can shine some light on why Hayden was snatched. Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer.
So we'll end with this little user account creation
Once
stuff.
finished, I will have an
Because I think it's really
assortment of
neat.
ways to assist
It's something you don't see often in video games, if at all. This is one of the few games, it might be the only game I can think of that really gets this extensive with certain questions, I guess.
For example, I'll be able to reroute
And
any
I
call
appreciate
or
it.
message that you receive while we're out and about. I just need to ask
But
you
this
a
is
few
this is basically
questions.
the end of the prologue here.
This is an exciting
And it kind of
thing,
sets up
I
your whole, like,
promise.
okay, we need to meet this Tomcat character, figure out what the heck's going on. Gives you a nice little introduction to Turing, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. Recently, at least. But hopefully that'll give you a pretty good introduction to this game.
An organizational manager running the latest build of Parallax's live intelligence processing system. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then you can get right to managing your life with your new ROM. If you have
'Cause it
any
seems
questions,
pretty,
feel free to consult our
pretty, like,
online
classic
FAQ and setup guide,
2D point-and-click
or
adventure
contact our
game
support department
is
directly.
what you're probably gonna get with this, and thus far I'm enjoying it. You know, I can't speak too much about puzzle-wise. You know, I haven't seen a lot of puzzles just yet. Even when I had played before, I got a little farther than this. But I do like the writing. I like the world itself. Like, I think it's a pretty interesting setting. Some of that world building stuff, reading those newspaper articles, is pretty cool. Or not, I guess not newspaper. But the news articles that you could read on your computer, added some world building there that I liked, some context. And of the characters I've met thus far, I like them. And the writing seems pretty cool too, so
First, could you tell me your
I'm
preferred
optimistic
name,
about where this will
using
go.
account permissions,
Hopefully I'll have a
online
review soon, but
communications, and
we'll end with
privacy?
this. So basically Turing is asking us a bunch of different questions. It's like, hey, you can enter your name, so we'll go ahead and enter. We'll put Kurt. You should keep this name, yes.
Thank you.
But it's got a bunch
I
of like other
your
informations too. Other than just kind of your
Next,
typical
could you
stuff.
tell
Like,
me
yeah,
what
that's your
pronouns I
name.
should use for you in
Um,
referential and
so for instance, what
conversational
pronouns
speech?
would you like? And they have all of them? I don't know. These I have only recently been kind of introduced to. But I guess you can do custom.
Please enter your pro.
Oh. Oh, cool. Okay. I don't know if I can back out of this, can I? I guess we'll just do he. That would be what I would choose anyways, but I do like that that's there. I think that's cool. You don't really see that ever. Even like outside of video games, actually, I don't what? Even outside of video games, you don't really see it. Or just
Should it be is or are?
oh, I didn't even get this.
Here's how your pronouns look.
Curtis went to the park. I went with him. He brought his Hassie. At least I think the Hassie was his. He is a good friend.
Does that look
Well, thank
right?
you, Turing. Yeah.
Thank you. I have input your. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in rest?
So yeah, you can just go. And I love There's so many different things.
Diet set as vegan. Are you?
It like, yeah, again, I just really appreciate that it's there. I think that's cool. It's like all your other games, it's like, oh, you got your extensive character creators. You can give your character cool hair, or you can give them blue hair. Or you can change the way their face looks.
I have obtained
2064
your
read-only
physical
memories.
location from GPS and will load local data into my memory as
Taking a
it
different
becomes
approach.
available.
But that is gonna do it for this video. Hopefully that gives you a pretty good look at what this game is. Yeah, like I said, 2D point-and-click adventure game. pretty cool setting. Thus far, Turing, really cool character. Hopefully the other characters are pretty cool as well. I'm anxious to meet them as I play through this. Hoping to have a full review of this game up within the next week or so. I know it's a little bit late. Working on it. I'm working on it. But thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you later.